Okay, let's get started. Just a moment. So, what you were saying? How you can download this? Like, actually, about this slide.com, I really don't have idea how you can download, but these slides are open, so you can refer to those links anytime. There must be a way to download. I'll look into it and I will get back to you. But you can download the whole thing, as a HTML file. But I would say just bookmark that link and you can
send it online. You can share it.
Okay, we'll see it after the class. Okay. Cool. So in the first week, we have covered Npm, basic node module, and what is node.
I would be thinking how we can node modules of the JavaScript and how we can run the node modules. We are doing this.
Okay, since you have some like Nazim, this is very bad. You do it every time. Like you miss some classes and you ask me like how it happens, and we go far. So doesn't matter. But from now on, please try to be consistent with the class. So I'll show you some stuff. First of all, let me tell you. What, should I open the slide? Just a moment. Okay, without opening the slide, I would say I tell you what is Node.js and then Npm. Then we will see some stuff in action. So Node.js is a framework that created on Chrome V8 engine. So Chrome V8 engine is the JavaScript interpreter. Whatever you write in your local machine, it interpreted in machine languages. So you can write in your local machine the JavaScript. Before, you didn't have that opportunity because before Node.js, it was running on the browser. So browser cannot talk with browser can talk with internally with your computer, but you don't have that right to do that. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So Node.js give us that power. So now you can develop desktop applications. One of the desktop application for say server. Now you can make server. You can make other desktop application. There is a framework. There is a library or framework. I don't remember, but there is a thing called Electron. So if I can search about Electron. Electron. Yes. So this is another, Electron is an open source framework. With this framework, you can also write desktop applications. Okay. So Electron is very powerful. The Visual Code Studio written with like JavaScript.
With that, we can develop desktop softwares.
Yeah, softwares for desktop. Not only for the servers and not only the website.
It works with JavaScript.
Yeah, it works with JavaScript. Like you can write JavaScript and you can make desktop applications. Okay. So whenever we have Node.js, first what we do. Let me go here. Let me create. Wait. I can say NodeJS Week 2. So whenever I open this folder, what I have to do at first, I have to go here and run a command, which is Npm init. So Npm Initialization. Here we are declaring like this in this folder we are going to start a node application. So if I hit enter, it will ask me some information. What is the package name? So they prefer to call it package instead of like application or software. So we will call it as a package as well. So we can say NodeJS Week2, the package name or the application name. Then we can hit enter. Version will be 1.00 because do you have any idea about versions?
with Node, when we say npm
No, in general, not with Node. Like, what is version? Like, whenever you install or go for any application, you see there mentioned version 2 point something, 16 point something.
Yeah, it is the type and the update evaluation and differentiation of the applications of the computer systems. It's called version. For example, the version one, we create an application with the beta version, so it has all the codes like basically created to see what are the needs of the people, and then we add more and more and we make changes.
Yes, exactly.
And
So
we point, we name, we could, it's like code number to we use the Git to check out our previous work. It's a code number to differentiate.
yeah, like different software uses different version control. Not everybody use Git, but Git is the most famous version control. So here, as you can see, let me zoom in. Can you see it better?
Yeah.
So here you can see 1.0.0. So whenever you change slightly something on your code base, maybe you can increase the third number here. You can say like 1 or 2. Whenever there is a you can say whenever there is a major change in your application, you can increase this number, and whenever there is a change in your application which will break the previous ones, or maybe it will run but it is super major change, so you can increase here like 2 point something or 3 point something. Do you get me? Did I explain it well? Okay, so I go here. I just go through the like default setting. So here at 1, 2, 3, 4, in the fourth row you have something very important. Here they are saying entry point. Do you know what is entry point? I'm asking to you guys. You have to tell me something. Do you guys know what is this entry point mean?
Entry point means
Okay, please take your hand out of your keyboard. Focus here, and afterward I will give you some time to dig into the code.
okay, the description is entry point.
Yeah, what's the entry point? Who can tell me? Just raise your hand. You don't need to tell me. You just need to raise your hand. You can tell.
Entry point is the index point.
I'm telling you again. You have to raise your hand if you know what is it. Okay, tell me.
Index file.
Index file.
Yeah, index file. And
But what is this index file?
index file which contains the main.
If I write here hello, index file will be gone from here.
Yeah, but we have to add the index file.
No, we don't need to add index file. We don't.
So it should have the index file. I mean the main code, the resource
Okay.
entry point. For example, every application has an entry point.
Yeah.
We call it index file. Like I have seen
Right, this is what I wanted to hear. You're absolutely right. So every application has a file which run at first, and all the other files is connected with that file. Okay, this is how it understood like all the other files come in action.
Every application has an entry file.
Most of the application has an entry file. Yes.
Has an entry file, but
That can be called anything, but there must be an entry file. Like whenever your application start executing, it should hit a certain file. So this file could be named anything, but here we can, let's say we say
can't control everything from there.
yeah, from that file. So all the external files actually link to that entry file. This is how our application knows like what are the other files over there. So if I say main.js, so now the entry file name is main.js. So whatever we're going to write in main.js, it is going to be executed first. So about the test command, we can here write node main.js. So whenever I want to test my application, it is going to start from main.js. Okay? I hit enter, and we don't have currently any Git repository, so we are not going to add anything here. We just take it as default. author, nothing. Okay, now as you can see here, they create, this is a JSON format, as you know, right? And by the time I will hit OK, so if I go to my working directory here, there is nothing exists, right? There is nothing. So if I hit enter here, if I go back to my working directory, you'll see there is a new, this package.json has been created here. So it is created by this command, right? So let's open that package.json and see. So if I say code dot, with this code dot we're saying just open this whole directory in Visual Studio Code. So I hit enter. So here is our package.json. If we open it, as you can see, whatever information we have provided in the terminal, it is here. So we named it NodeJS Week2, version is 1. We didn't put any description. We have put in this main as a main.js.
In the root folder, as we have the file, we have a main folder that contains a main file. And this package.json gets created when we use the npm init, it automatically gets created.
Yes.
In my here when I do it, it doesn't ask me all those things. It does it automatically. I mean, it takes the version and everything, but you.
Yeah, like if you go.
Windows, it's different.
No, everywhere is the same. If you hit like npm init -y, it takes all the default value. But whenever you hit without any flag, it will act like before, like this. It will ask you. There is no way to skip. Like there is a way to skip, but you have to add the flags, right? Is it making sense how this package.json has been created?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's proceed with the next phase. So as you can see, the entry point becomes main here. So whatever we have written over there as the entry point file name, it appear here as a main. The key name is main. Just keep it in mind, okay? Is it cool?
Yes.
Should I go further? Yeah. So as you can see, we said here our application should start with main.js, but we don't have this main.js in our working directory, right? We have to create it. So let's go here. I say main.js. So now if I say console.log and if I say hello from my node, hello, how is it? Node app. So if I can run it. So we also set it in our package.json a test, right? If I now say npm test, yeah, it should test. Let's see. So as you can see, whenever I said npm test, it showed me whatever in that file. Because in the package.json we put it. Did you follow me when I did it? I can show it to here again. In the main, as you can see, test equal to this. So when we wrote here, I said node main space main.js. So it is applied here as a main script, and inside the script they put a key test, and this test is node space main.js. So far so good. Okay, let's get over
So
there.
if you create a folder by the name of main and you put that main.json, it's the same.
What do you mean by create a folder?
Because I've seen some standard cases when automatically the system generates the main code. They create a main folder, and inside the main folder that contains the main.json.
So if you have a folder, then you have to put the absolute path. So here we put the relative path because it is not contained inside any other folder. That's why we can directly say the name. For example, if you create a folder then you have to say here.
I have to say here.
Yeah, you have to say like dot, maybe the folder name is hello/main.js, right? And remember, you can always change your package.json. You can, whatever you have written in the initial setting, you can change here. Come here and you can get into this package.json and you can change whatever you like. Cool? Okay, this was like initial. By the way, we haven't started something new. We're just recapping some things. Okay? Yeah, they're good. Yeah, so it's good, right? So now we just initialize and we start the package. So we are going to quickly demonstrate how we split the code and how we get something from npm. So let's start by splitting. So those are, so if I have a file here, for example, like I say my code.js, and inside this my code.js I have different functionality for say. Okay, let's say I have this function sum. Okay, let's take it easy, and it takes a b and it's return a plus b. So it just do this. So I can export it, module exports equal to sum. So now this is an external file, right? From here I have a function called sum that does something. So we can say it as external module as well, because it does something. It has a functionality we can use in our project. Okay, so for example, we are making a application which does a lot of calculation, and we don't want to do this complex sum, and we want to put in our we want to use some external internal package. This one is an internal package. So if I go here, if I say const sum equal to require, then dot, because it's inside our file, sum. By the way guys, we always name the variable which we are requiring the same name with the functionality. For example, if it does calculation, which is a sum, we also name it sum in our required file. It's a convention.
So we understand it's not about syntax.
Yeah, it's not about syntax, so that we can understand. It's a convention. Yeah. So now, now if I go sum, if I say for example console.log sum equal to 1 and 2, so we are using that functionality. If I say again node test, just a moment, let me save it. It's a node test. As you can see, it's first console logged hello from the node app, and then it console logged 3, which is 1 plus 2. So this is an external module. Okay, so these modules are inside our file. Okay, so there are actually, you can say 3 type of module. One module, like the first module, you can say come up with node software, just say. Second one is you create this module with the file name, and you can also say you are just splitting the code. Okay, whatever I just did here, it's a module that I created and I imported in my entry file, right? So this is a sum module that I created and I require it in my main file, right? This one was the second one. So if I go third one is like we get some module from package manager. managers. For example, npm is a node package manager. There is another one, yarn. Yarn is also another package manager. So you can get like modules that does something. It does a very simple functionality, and there are some modules that do very complex functionality. You can get it from online. So these are like online, and you can get it through internet, right? So about the first one, I will show you right now. In the first week, we did something, the HTTP, right? We're going to use the first one in this class. I'm going to show you. Just let me know if you understand what I just showed you. Like about the second, how you have extra module here and import it in the main file. Do you understand it? So you can also import some code or modules from npm and yarn, right? So this is what we did. I'm just running here because this is what we have covered in the first week, right? This is not something new. Whatever I'm going to show right from now on, this is going to be new. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you understood these things. If you don't understand, then if I go further, maybe you'll not understand some other things. So that's why I just show you this demonstration. Yeah.
Are you talking about npm install, or we do require? Can we do
Yeah.
require straight from the internet?
Yeah, from the internet we did last Monday.
With require.
Yeah, with the require. So I will show it today again. But this is what we did it throughout the first week. We require we made our external files. We required it in our main entry point. We did a lot, right? So last Monday you weren't here, right?
I was here.
Then how did you miss it?
I don't remember it.
Come on, you have to practice. So Thomas can tell us about it. How we get things from npm.
How we get things from npm?
Yeah.
Npm install.
Yes, npm install. Then the package name.
Yes.
So let me show you what I did last class as well, very quickly. So last class we did some express. Okay, you're here, right? You made that server, right?
Yes.
So how did you make that server? Do you remember? Like you have started installing. So
we did the require express,
yeah, we did the require express,
So
but
it's not installing, but it's using.
using, yeah, the installing part is happening inside the terminal. So for example here right now, if there is no development key here, so you cannot say dependency, there is no dependency key here in the package.json. So now if I go here and if I say npm install express and if I hit enter, there will be a key called dependency. It's going to create it right now. So as you can see, the new key has been created, dependency, and under this dependency you have like express and the version here. So now since we have added here, we can use it. If something is not added here, we cannot use it. Cool? Okay, so this was about the last times. So I'm going to actually discuss something else today's class, whatever you need for the homework actually. So we're going to talk about file system and process object. So this is very important, the file system, because this is, I would say, a very vital reason you use Node. So as I mentioned before, you have been writing JavaScript in your browser. It was restricted inside the browser. It couldn't come out. So with the Node software, you have this ability to come out and make desktop application, talk with your file system and stuff like that. Okay, so that's why file system is very important. So file system are also in short like FS. So this is how you call it. but the full FS stands for file system. Okay.
And what is the keyword we call the NPM?
I'll tell you, don't worry. So, who can be my volunteer and read this first line? First 3 lines, for example. Yeah.
The Node.js file system module allows you to work with the file system on your computer.
As simple as that. Yeah.
How can you get started?
Wait. I said you the first 3 lines. Okay, don't worry. So, as simple as that. The Node.js file system modules allow you to work with your file system on your computer. So what is a file system though? The file system is like here, if I go to my computer, if I go to, wait, let me minimize a lot of, so if I go to this computer, as you can see here, I have local disk C, and everything you have in this computer, whatever is going on, everything is inside this drive, right? So now you can communicate with your drive through that FS module. So if you use FS module, you can get inside this C drive. You can create file here. You can delete everything from here, and you can do very good things, and you can do many horrible things as well. Both. Okay. So, do you understand what is the file system? Now, you don't know how to use it, of course, but do you have this idea like what file system does? Sort of?
Yeah.
Okay. If you understood properly like what is a file system is, now we're going to use it. Like how to use it and how to do. So we're going to follow a basic concept which is called CRUD, C-R-U-D. Who can tell me what does CRUD stand for?
CRUD is standard operations on the files. Read, write, delete, and update.
Right.
For standard operations on file systems.
Right. Exactly. So read means like whenever you have an existing file and you just take it and read it in your program. This is the read stand for what's going on. Create means nothing existed before like that file and you create it through your software or through your application. Update means you have an existing file and you're updating that file. Okay? Delete means you have a file over there in your file system and you just want to destroy it or delete it. Right? Renaming a file means, okay, you have a name you want to rename. Everybody knows what this is. Cool? Right. So now, how we can get started with it? How we can get started with like FS module? As we have started a project here, we're going to work with it actually. So let me comment, or let me just comment out everything from here. Let's start from here. Cool. So I want to talk a little bit more about modules. I know, like maybe I explained it in a confusing way. So I would love to clear it out, and I would love to have your question as well, so that you can clear yourself. Okay. So modules are nothing but some piece of code. Some piece of code that does something. It could be a sum. It could be any function. Okay. You take that function, you use it in your project, and you get the benefit out of it, right? So there are some modules built in Node.js which is coming whenever you install the Node.js. So these are called inbuilt module. Okay. There are some module in package managers. So you have, like, there are so many developers. They in order to make your life easier, they make a lot of code. They write a lot of code so that you can take those functionality and use in your project. Okay. So far what I said to you, there are some modules that come up with Node software. Whenever you install, there are some module, inbuilt module there are some code that you can take it and use it in your software, in your application. There are some third-party modules which exist in npm or yarn or any other package managers, right? So you can also take it from internet and you can use it in your project. And in your project, you can make some modules like this, and you can call it from your main file. This is the three things we have discussed so far. I really need to understand that you got it. Like, is there any confusion about these three things? Is there any confusion about these three things? Maybe you don't know what are the modules name, but do you understand there is these three things exist? Right? I can go on. Okay, so now we're going to use an inbuilt module which name is FS. So this file system module is inbuilt with Node.js. Like whenever you install Node.js, it comes up with Node.js. So you can use it. So whenever you're using something come up with Node.js software, you don't need to install the way I install Express here, because it is inside our software. So what we do then, if we don't install, we just go here and we just say const, for example, fs equal to require. We use this keyword require, and then I say the module name fs. That's all. So with this line of command, we can take any inbuilt module inside our project and we can use it. Cool? Danny, do you have any question? Thank you. So we are going to learn FAs. I would love to share a very basic reference. I know we use a lot of advanced referencing website, but in this stage, I want to share you this W3 school. Just a moment. You can find it in that slide as well. Wow.
W3 schools is on there.
So here, everything is there. So I think for this week's homework, you can refer to this link. So here they tell you what is Node.js as a file server. So file server, yeah. So they're they're explaining you what is actually the FAs. Then they're saying how you include these FAs inside your project with this required keyword, and you name it. Okay, because now you know. You have to memorize those module name, or you have to get you need to get know about this module name. Okay, like whenever you search on the internet, whenever you face any problem, you will slowly know what modules are inbuilt, what modules you take from npm. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so now first thing we are going to do, read file. Read file means I have a file, maybe I want to read it through my application. Okay, so let's say here they are saying fs.readFile. ReadFile is a method inside this fs module, so we can use it. So let's take it in action. So here they have an example as well. So first you ignore it, yeah, just look at this code. Okay, let me write it and you'll see. So I require the FAs. Let me create here a file. I would say my note.txt, and I say hello there, I am from note.txt file. Okay, in this file we have a line of note, right? We want to read it through our application. So as we have seen over there, we can say fs.read file, and it takes actually a callback. but it takes it in the second argument. In the first argument, you have to specify where is this file or the file name. Okay, so the file name is, since the file is inside our directory, we don't need to put the path. Okay, so we can just say my nodes.txt. Okay, and the second argument takes a callback, and in this callback it takes two arguments again. So first argument is error and second argument the data itself. Now I can say here, if error, throw it.
Data, yeah.
Otherwise console, what?
The callback parameter is, I think it means data.
Yeah, thank you. So now if I save it, now if I run my file, how do you run it? You just say, if you specify anything inside the package.json, you run that script. If you don't, you just say node and then the entry file name. So in our case, entry file name is main.js, right? If I hit enter, let's see. Oh, that's good. So as you can see here, they're giving us this data, but in a buffer or a string way. It's not translating this. So it's giving you a buffer. In order to see it in this actual form, you have to write some code. Just a moment, let me look at it.
What about if you use the import?
I'll tell you. Wait.
Because it requires in JavaScript 5 and the import is in JavaScript 6.
What?
And instead of requiring if you use import, it's okay.
If I put the .to string, is it going to work, Danny? Or we have to convert this buffer?
It's really stringifying the buffer, but I think no.
Yeah, no, right? No, it's worked. Yeah. Okay, so it converted it to the string. But this is not the way. Yeah, I will tell you the other code. So you see, it's very simple to read a file, right? I would say go ahead and try it. Now,
This was a code system for the letters.
what? Before it was a buffer
Yes.
format. So it take it bit by bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a kind like
Asynchronous way, but not exactly. Yeah, it's a buffer.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and try it and let me know if you find any difficulties on it. Yeah, it works.
But I don't see in the example in the Triscore is not using the string.
Yes, but it's giving you the data because the browser does
Can I
it.
see
The code, of course.
Ah, yeah.
Is it visible? Yes, it will encoding. I know now how to solve it without the buffer. You have to put UTF-8, then it will not be a buffer.
Yeah, if we don't decide what the encoding is, it will
Yeah.
send us the default buffer.
Right,
But for browser, it's default to UTF-8, right?
right. What is the example? They also provide some examples. Here. You put it after, right? Okay, let's try. Let's be innovative.
Comma.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be UTF-8.
Yes.
UTF-8.
Yeah, so if you add this U2F8 after there, you don't need to like stringify it, encoding it. Did you try? Not working? Okay.
Here I have a problem with the keyboard.
Keyboard?
Yes.
What happened?
Backslash does not.
Oh, you don't need to do backslash.
Ah.
Don't. You just note and then what's the file name?
Mine.
Main, right?
No, yes, main yes. Yes,
When you say any first word, for example, if you say M, and then you press tab,
Ah,
you
okay.
complete.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's really nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Your one was working. Good? Nothing?
Yeah, I was using it because I was using it.
So let me tell you about this import. What's going on? So import is in ES7 or ES6, I think. ECMA 6, right? So in order to use all the codes for ECMA 6 and ECMA 7, you have to configure it. So
There's an alert that I've already installed for converting for some browsers it's not compatible. Then it automatically converts it for JavaScript 8.5 and then the
no, we're not talking about browser here. We're
No.
talking about the node.
Yeah, it's a configured file that if you use the ECMA 6, then automatically for some browser automatically it will change it to 5.
Yes, we know
To
it.
make it compatible.
Yeah, Firefox doesn't support ECMA 6, Chrome support ECMA 6. So yeah, because it's by the way, it's based on the engine. which engine you are using. So Node.js uses Chromium open source V8 engine. Okay, and Firefox use SpiderMonkey.
I think
Internet Explorer use Chakra. So they have all acceptability. You know, they accept some JavaScript and some of them doesn't accept some, right? So you have to know what is the browser compatibility.
You mean the rendering machine, the browsers, engines,
I mean the JavaScript interpreter.
the JavaScript, the rendering machine of the browsers is different. From
It's called no, it's the same thing, but they don't call it rendering. They call it JavaScript engines.
For JavaScript. In the case of HTML, we have to say anything.
Okay, so now let's not go there. Okay, so is it working on your computer?
The import sometimes it works, sometimes.
Import, don't add import.
I usually
Use
require. It's not from 5, but it's okay.
yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's quickly see the next one. Okay, so the next one we're going to see how to make another file, or how to create a file, or how to write inside a file. Okay, so there is 3 concepts. You either create a file, or there is a file exists, you update it, or you completely rewrite it. Okay, we're going to see it one by one. Just bear with me and be patient, right? So of course this site is open for you, and you can go through all the methods they are showing here, and you can see. So we're going to use another one, which is rewrite file. So now if I go here, wait, oh, okay, it's in other browser.
I hear the terminal.
Wait. Okay, now let's see how we write file. So just give me 1 second, I'm coming. Okay, how you write file. So here, or create a file. So now if I say fs write file, you can see it's here as well. So first you show where to write a file. So you can say here this. I hope so it will work. Let's see.
You're doing the crude.
Yeah. So let's comment out this thing for a second.
This select file is asynchronous.
No, not this one. There is another method which is synchronous. We'll show it. We'll see it. So as you can see, there is a new file. Wait. Open file is created. Okay, there is an error. Let me check quickly. Yeah, you have to write the extension as well, the file name. Hello txt. Yeah. So guys, do you see how you can create a file here? It's very easy, right? Do you want to give it a shot? Do you want to make a file in your folder? Just make a file. Try this code and see what happens.
Yeah, this
So-
functions both are asynchronous. Synchronously writes the other file. If you hover over
Yes, so if you don't mention sync, maybe they are asynchronous. And if you mention sync, then it is synchronous. That's not synchronous. Yeah.
because I tried to assign the data from the previous example to a variable and
It didn't.
displayed outside of the callback.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one is synchronous, and there is another. So let's see it.
This is asynchronous.
Yeah. This one is asynchronous, and there is another one is synchronous. Wait. Then you put the sync. Wait.
Async and buffer.
Yeah. So you just say read file sync.
Yeah, it's
So yeah. So this one is synchronous. fs.read file sync, and if you don't mention sync,
so the
then it's
standard
asynchronous.
is asynchronous.
Yeah.
It's not the language.
Yeah.
It's a new JavaScript.
Yeah. They implemented a lot of new things. Okay, try it and let me know.
The first one is the path, right?
First one is the file name.
Here it's path.
Yes, yes, it is the path, but you also tell the file name. So if I say here,
Specifying the path.
yeah, if I say,
Naming the full path, that's all.
yeah, if I say here hello and slash this, so it will create a folder hello, and then it will create this file. So
Most of server-side programming languages does this.
Oh.
They create new folder. Sometimes they cannot, maybe if there's a problem.
okay, there is a problem. As you can see, it's not exactly the path.
No, there might be problem in permissions of the folder.
Wait, yeah, I have to say dot. Wait. Let's see. I'm not an expert on it. Let's see. No, there is a problem. So it cannot make a directory. So you have to say here the file name. We'll see how to make a directory. There is another command.
So one is the data, right?
Yeah. So if we have the directory here, for example, then it can make it. For example, if I say here, if I have hello as a folder, and hello is a folder here, right? So now if I say hello slash this, it should create that thing. Let's see. Yeah, if I go to the hello, yeah, it created. But it cannot make a directory. It can only make the file. There is another thing, as you can see, if we write the file name here, which one exists here, and if we put the content here, whatever we want to write inside that file, it just replaces the content inside. Okay, it's overwrite.
You mean the difference between this to create a new file?
Yeah.
Or if the file already exists with that name,
Yeah.
it's empty, then you transfer that file.
Even if there is something, for example, I have here something,
Yeah,
if I say, it will overwrite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I run this command, as you can see, it overwrites.
Yeah, I created the txt, yeah, the same thing.
Yeah, it overwrites. Yeah. So have a 10-minute breaks and we'll start again. Okay. So it's like 7:24. We should be here. Okay, 7:35. 1 minute more.
No break.
He said that she got an idea. He said that she got an idea.
Yeah. She told me yesterday, right? Is it the same idea or you found something new? Yeah, it's the same idea. Yeah, Danny was saying me that I work here idea. And I said to him, yeah, I know.
I think actually I need a team for
Yeah.
that. Like, they are going to help me.
What do you think? You can? You can? Why?
I have to go back to Poland.
So you
But you can be working with us, you know. And we will mention there
The
are
deadline is like 30.
C'est plus encore sans projet.
Have you talked on that?
Je cherche pour le projet. Si tu pas si c'est mieux. Quoi?
so now we are.
C'est
My work is now right now is the health sector. So I don't know if it's making much. I don't have any idea. If you ask me about the health program, something like that, I can give you some ideas. But I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Yours is there. You have
I need a team, really. I need it because in apply, they say I have 10.
But to be honest, I don't want to provide without a config. We need to talk about it. We need to look at it, what it is and how it's going. If we can or if we cannot, we have to measure it.
You have to be. You can.
Not everything
I'm something can you now I created this. And this image I put it inside in state. If I want to
Some parameters also they give it for free. Google Maps and Yankee, but right now
is here. How to make
you can sign up and create the IP key, but if you give to the developer mode. So if you want to give it for, I don't know, if you want to sell it or something like that, you have to pay.
If you are on a public server, you're doing it different. I got tested it. I used it
and
inside the
also
application.
for settings,
When I
I
put it on the
found
server,
the setting here.
Localhost it will
Setting
works,
your
but
place.
when you upload it somewhere, it will say.
But the second. And then you click on it.
Because they are when we are calling the IPA, it will give you the source of what you call the server. So if it's not matched with the database, they will
check out the
because the IPA will constrain any call from
So I have fetched data.
yeah.
Here you have to put the
Look, here.
I can control them, but I have to take it in.
Yes. But if you're doing it in localhost, it will not show like this. It will just like
Even I what I've done, even I have created even I have account imagine it gives you 200 euro now. It gives you 200 euro for every man. If your request for your application goes for the bill, for example, maybe 1,000 or 500 something, it goes more than it charges you. Look, I have created my cousins with my parents. Billing is not critical fine. I read the master but not one of my friends had a master fund, he had a master fund. Because it says that it's not too much, you're not just going first, create the management fund. Like my now it says me this. This is the problem of the bank, or they cannot connect to the bank. It's my friend back. Submit from the bank is not
maybe. Have you try your credit? Is that debit card or credit card?
It is in Roma Sacra. I mean, it says only told me that when they accept, I will receive the message.
Have you tried the card in another website? Is it working?
It's for the French card, one time I had to check for numbers and maybe they cannot. Maybe it's not allowing for deduction or applying so much money and it's not allowing.
Maybe. Yeah, it can be also the case.
Even if you use the embed, it doesn't work the same way, I think. And I have used the embed and the two keys I have. One key, UK key 1, UK key 2. No. My UK keys. The application, the application is first project in this. For this, I got 3 tools. No problem. There's a simple thing that you will. This one, it takes when you can get one. This is for email, this is for restrict your configure of the information. Even if I restrict it, it doesn't work. When there's a YouTube video showing that to use it, before there was, or maybe it was from the past, it's from 2018, that was, the video is using the Google map. The same thing it does with there's no bearing or something like this. It's just making a music. It's still, the abandoned system is only the bearing system.
Not in, I guess maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. Wow. Like, so many people, even here, Yanis was using the Google map. I've seen Google using it.
Yeah, they are showing the same stuff. They're showing that this is for better or more. It's the same stuff.
Yeah, it's something. Mm.